This video is going to be your ultimate guide for creating and understanding premium A+ content. In this video, we're going to go over eligibility criteria, module requirements, best practices, the behind the scenes of the uploading process. Not only that, but also strategies that we like to use for our clients, the secret sauce to creating A+ premium content that will get you conversions. And if you stick around until the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus hack that will help you create A+ content even if you just have one product. A+ Premium, as we all know it, is an upgrade from the basic A+ content. It offers differentiated and interactive modules such as videos, hotspot modules that are interactive, image carousels, and even enhanced comparison tables. According to Amazon, implementing premium A+ content can result in a 20% increase in sales. In our experience, the results can really vary from brand to brand. If you've done a great job at designing your premium A+ content, giving your customers all the information that they need, and using each module to the best of their abilities, then you may even see a 100% increase in sales. Whereas if you're a brand that doesn't have much competition, or your competition isn't even employing the basic A+ content, or let's say that you're in a niche where it's hard to compete with your product, then you may not even see an increase in your sales at all. As for the location of the premium A+ content on your listing, it goes below the brand story section of your listing in the product description section. In August 2022, Amazon made an exciting announcement. Premium A+ content was now going to be available on Seller Central completely free of cost for an extended promotional period. The specified end date for this promotional period, as well as the fee structure around premium A+ content, have not yet been determined, but it is important to note that once the promotional period ends, you will no longer have the ability to upload premium A+ content free of charge for any newer ASINs. Rest assured though, any premium A+ content that you have created for ASINs during this promotional period will stay on your detail page or on your listing page completely free of charge. Now, this is a significant opportunity because previously, premium A+ content was only available to brands on Vendor Central on an invite basis only, and the cost could range anywhere between $250,000 to $500,000 per ASIN. Now, being able to utilize such high quality media for free is an absolute no-brainer. So if you haven't already taken advantage of this opportunity, I highly recommend to do so as soon as possible. Regardless of whether Amazon decides to give it for free indefinitely or reintroduces a fee structure around premium A+ content, your content that you have created for your ASINs during this promotional period is going to stay on your listing page. So there really isn't much you're missing out on. If anything, there's potential for a boost in your sales. In order to qualify for Amazon's premium A+ content tool, you need the following of the two. One, each of your ASINs must have a published brand story. Number two, you must have at least 15 A+ content project submissions in the approved status within the past 12 months. Access to A+ premium content is given at the end of each month, since applicants are reviewed on a month-by-month basis, and there's 3 ways to determine if you have become eligible for premium A+ content. First, you may receive an email from Amazon inviting you to take advantage of this promotional offer. Secondly, by logging into your Seller Central account, under the advertising tab, you will find a tab called A+ Content Manager. When you go onto that page, there will be a banner on the top of your screen, and if you have become eligible for premium A+ content, it's going to congratulate you on gaining access. In case you don't see the banner, you can proceed by going to Start Creating A+ Content, which will be on the top right-hand side corner of your screen, and you will see a new module appear there saying A+ premium content. Now, let's talk about some of the differences between the basic A+ content and the premium A+ content. You will notice that the character limits in the premium A+ content are a lot stricter as compared to the basic A+ content. On top of the 14 basic A+ content modules that you were getting, you're now getting 19. So an additional 5 module types are available in the premium A+ content section. What's more is each module allows you to upload for the mobile version or for the desktop version in order to optimize the viewing experience for each device. You also get better image resolution. So previously you were getting 970 by 300 pixels as opposed to 1464 into 600 pixels with the A+ premium content. As for the number of modules that are allowable on the listing page, theoretically the basic A+ content will give you 5 and the premium A+ content will give you 7, but when you put it into practice, it's actually the same number of modules. Whether you use basic or premium, you're allowed to showcase 7 different modules on your listing page. So here are some of the modules that have been introduced to the premium A+ content. Interactive hotspot modules, image carousels, multiple video modules, premium Q&A module, enhanced comparison charts, and lastly, larger images on your detail page. Now, I've already verbally explained to you what the differences between the basic A+ content and the premium A+ content is, but now I want to take it a step further and show you visually what the differences look like. So for comparison purposes, I'm going to take 2 similar products, one from a brand that is using basic A+ content and another from a brand that is employing premium A+ content. The purpose is to demonstrate to you the differences in the way these 2 types of A+ content relay information to your target audience. And for the sake of simplicity, I will be comparing the desktop versions of both the A+ content types, but it is worth noting that premium A+ content allows you to optimize for the mobile as well as the desktop version, whereas your basic A+ content is only optimized for your desktop version. What's important to remember here though is that roughly 80% of your audience is shopping on their mobile devices. So that alone drives the point home as to why you should get premium A+ content, because you want to have the user experience optimized for the mobile device.
Let us begin by examining the modules that highlight various product features. In the basic A+ content, many brands like Aurora TV utilize the standard 4-image and text module. The headers are a quick way to consume information, but people aren't necessarily reading all that text underneath it. The icons aren't bad, but they definitely don't invite me to look further or to stay longer on the page. On the other hand, Vizio TV employs premium modules, specifically the carousel style modules, to showcase their TV features. These modules contribute to a premium and high quality impression of the listing. Judging solely based on these 2 modules, I would lean towards Vizio TV as a consumer. The following module commonly used is the comparison chart, which serves as an excellent tool for cross-selling and is highly applicable for many sellers. We can examine the example of Erlang Massage Gun, which features basic A+ content. Here's how their comparison chart appears with ample negative space on the sides. Now let's turn our attention to the Renfo Massage Gun, which showcases premium A+ content on their listing. This enhanced comparison chart appears more substantial, occupying the entire width of the screen and provides a more engaging experience. Now, both comparison charts offer the ability to hyperlink product listing pages. However, due to the interactivity of the premium module, users are much more likely to click on the products featured within the premium module, which is basically the main purpose of the hyperlinks, to be clicked on.
Now that we've looked at the significant difference that consumers are seeing when seeing a brand that has basic A+ content versus a brand that's using premium A+ content, this alone should serve as compelling evidence for you as viewers to understand why consumer of yours or your audience will prefer one brand over the other. So even if your product is a lot better or superior in comparison to your competitions, the media capabilities offered by premium A+ content make it impossible to compete on that front. With basic A+ content that lacks optimization for mobile viewing, it will be a struggle to stand out as a brand. In contrast, premium A+ content allows you to tailor your content for mobile and desktop, ensuring the best possible viewing experience regardless of which platform you're on. Okay, so let's delve into how these premium modules differ from one another on the mobile and desktop views, and I'll also talk about what the best use case of each module is.
And the first module is the hotspot modules. So these modules will allow you to interact with them by hovering over each hotspot. It's great for calling out those key features in your product. It could show what each specific feature does. So you can also give a text explanation of what this particular feature does. So when I hover over these headphones hotspots, one of them tells me that this particular button is good for noise cancellation. So this is what it looks like on the desktop version. It's covering a part of the screen and it's got these different hotspots which you can hover over. Now let's look at the same listing, the same product, and see how that looks like on the mobile version. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the mobile version. It's covering the entire width of the screen and it looks really nice and aesthetic. But if you take a look at it closely, it's not the same image as they used in the desktop version. And that's where the premium A+ capability comes in. So you can either use the same image and change its dimensions and aspect ratio, or you can use an entirely different image for the mobile version. So that's why you're seeing a different image here. These guys probably on the back end uploaded a completely different version to the same module for the mobile version. And another thing you might notice is that the interaction on the mobile version is completely different from the desktop version. On the desktop version, we were hovering over each hotspots. In here, you don't quite have the same capability. What you can do is scroll on the side. So you can scroll to the next image and different features of the product. You're still given the same kind of text with the header and the body text, but instead of hovering, being able to hover over them, you're actually just swiping onto the next picture or the next feature.
And the next module type are video modules. You can showcase your product's assembly here, your features' effectiveness, sell a lifestyle, or even communicate a feeling to your buyer that would inspire them to get interested in your product. There are a few things to keep in mind here, though, is the video needs to be in an MP4 format. You want to keep it as short and precise as possible because of the attention span of our buyers these days. And you will need a thumbnail for this module, just like the one that's appearing over here. And for certain video modules, you may even need a description section. Now, as you click on the video, this is how it's going to appear. It's going to take the entire width of your screen, and if you let it keep playing, it's going to keep playing the music in the background, even if you're scrolling down or up. And, you know, if I were a buyer and the music was playing in the background as I'm looking at all these different pictures, I mean, I would be sold, not gonna lie. It's pretty catchy, right? So this is what it looks like on the desktop version. Now let's hop onto the mobile version to see how that looks like.
Okay, so this is the mobile version, and again, it's taking up the entire width of the screen. We can see the thumbnail just like the desktop version. It isn't covering our view above or below, and let's see what it looks like when we click on it. So good thing is it's not taking up the entire screen again. Just like the desktop version, I could scroll up and down and, you know, it's going to give me the same effect where it's playing in the background. The music is playing even if I'm scrolling up or down, even if I stop watching. So let's say you put in a voiceover here. That would be a great way to keep talking about your product to your customer, even if they forget to pause the video and start scrolling in another direction. And the next module type would be the comparison modules, where you can compare your hero product to other products on your storefronts or other variations of the hero product. Now, the hero product is going to be the product whose listing you're on, and then you can input different metrics for comparison within this module. This could be sizing, it could be features like whether it's adjustable or not, whether it's machine washable or not, or you can use a simple metric like colors. So you've input the metrics and then you've put in the different products that you want to compare to your hero products, and this is what your desktop view is going to look like. Now, the way to interact with it would be by clicking the arrows on the right or the left side, or you can click on the small circles on the bottom of the comparison products. Your hero product can either appear on the right side or the left side, depending on how you want to position it in the module. They also give you that feature capability within these modules. So we've looked at how it looks on desktop, and we're going to hop on over to the mobile version to see how that compares to this. Okay, so we're on the mobile version, and you see how it's only showing the product that it wants you to compare, the comparison products. It's not showing the hero product. It's a completely different view. And again, swiping to the left will allow you to move to the next image. You can also swipe to the right to move on to the next image backwards. And again, clicking on the small circles is another way to interact with this module. So pretty much the same. It's giving really clear information. It's not crowded and clustered like your regular basic A+ content. Look at how they've optimized it for the mobile. They've made it a lot more narrower so that the information that the seller is giving out is not cramped up. Okay, so we're on the mobile app version to see what that same air purifier module looks like on this app. Okay, so this is the module where they're calling out the different features in the air purifier, like the quality, air quality monitoring, the HD display. Again, there's two ways to interact with this module on the mobile version. One is by swiping to the left to go through the different features, or just clicking on the headers to move on to the next image. And lastly, we've got the Q&A module, which is a great place to address any common customer queries, any purchasing barriers that your customers may have that is stopping them from buying your product, any misunderstandings or any incorrect expectations they may have from your products can all be addressed here. Now, where do you get these questions from? What kind of questions would be most helpful to your customers? A great way to gauge that is to go into your own review section, look at the negative reviews. You can also go into the Q&A section of your listing. If you don't have a lot of questions there, or if you don't have a lot of reviews, you can also go to your top competitors' listings and see what kind of questions they're getting on their listing in the Q&A as well as the review section. So this is where you can gather all those helpful, important questions from and then answer them for your customers so that when they leave your listing, they aren't left with any questions. Now, the way to interact with this on the desktop version, which is what we're seeing right now, is to click on those arrows to reveal the answers that the brand or the sellers have given to those questions. A great capability within this module is you can change the color of this text box to black, or you can just keep it simply white, just like this brand has done. So depending on what looks better with your branding, you can go for that particular color. Now, once again, we're going to hop onto the mobile version to see how that looks like, how that differs from this one. And we're on the mobile version of the Q&A module. Looks pretty much the same. The only difference I can see is it's actually optimized according to the mobile version. So the text is a lot narrower. It fits the entire screen. There's not a lot of negative space on the sides. You know, for the desktop, it was a lot wider. The bars here, the boxes or the bars are a lot narrower here. So it looks beautiful. It looks aesthetic. No information is crammed up. Again, the way to interact with the mobile version is to just click on the question box and the answer reveals itself. This too has the capability of appearing in white or black. So your text boxes can even be in black if that goes more in line with your branding. They've kept it the same color as the desktop version, which is the white one. It looks great. And let's move on to the next one.
As a bonus, I've also gone ahead and created a table for you guys which highlights the minimum pixel requirements, aspect ratios, maximum character limits, along with other details of each module, so that when you're ready to design your modules, you can simply hand out this table to your designer or your copywriter when they are designing a module or writing copy for your A+ premium module. This will help you stay within the Amazon requirements as well as cut down on any unnecessary number of revisions. Make sure to go to the description section of this video to get free access to this table. Now let's go over some strategies that we like to use for our own clients, as well as go over how the bigger and good brands are making use of their premium A+ content modules. I'll be using brands that I think have done a good job with their content as examples for this section of the video. The first one is Anchor's extension cord, and as you can see, they've effectively used the carousel module to demonstrate the key features of their product. This extension cord is the kind of product that has a lot of uses and features, and so dividing the kind of features into two modules makes the information not only organized, but also a lot easier to consume. The first module talks about its unique selling points or benefits, like its ability to fit and hide away behind any furniture. The next one is also a unique feature, which is it's compatible with worldwide voltages, and lastly, that it can be attached to multiple surfaces. The next module then talks about its use cases, how different types of chargers can be plugged onto this one cord. So it clearly demonstrates what kind of chargers this is compatible with in detail, highlighting the different designs of chargers. Take bedding, for instance. You could, in a similar manner, use this module to talk about the different kinds of thread counts that are available in your product line. And the next one is Bissell Vacuums, which has a variety of different vacuum cleaners with so many different functions to talk about. And what they've done is they've taken full advantage of this module type, which allows up to 12 metrics for comparison purposes. So they've used all 12 metrics to talk about different features that they offer within each product. So with this comparison chart, they've basically left no room for confusion, and they've actually achieved their purpose, which is to help the buyer find a vacuum cleaner that is suitable for them. Because this module has the ability to accommodate so many metrics, make sure to use as many as you need to address the factors that your buyers may consider when making their purchasing decision. Giving your buyers information based on so many different metrics helps hook them in. So their eyeballs are diverted from any other listing to the range of products that you have to offer within your brand. Let's say maybe they will be comparing vacuum cleaner A to vacuum cleaner B, might end up buying vacuum cleaner C within your product line, but either way, you have locked in that sale. So let's say I was looking at Bissell's vacuum cleaners and I was looking at their comparison chart. I'd be busy thinking about which of their vacuum cleaners I should buy instead of comparing them to another competitor's listing. Brands with a supplements line could make use of the strategy, using all the metrics to explain what kind of benefits each supplement has, what kind of health concern it's solving, so on and so forth. Next up, we have this Roomba that uses the hotspot module to explain the mechanism of their product to consumers. This robot is actually quite complicated to understand, so the brand has done a great job at explaining how it works to its potential customers. Let's say your product is something as simple as workout leggings. You could also use this module to talk about its material, its moisture wicking ability, maybe its four-way stretch to allow for comfort and compression, flat lock stitching, side pockets, and many other features that need to be pointed out and its benefits explained. The Premium A+ modules seamlessly integrate with your existing A+ Content Manager user interface. Even if you become eligible for Premium A+ content, you still have access to the basic as well as the Premium A+ content modules. However, each project must be set up using either the basic modules or the premium modules. Now, let's go into what the backend looks like when you're uploading your Premium A+ modules.
We're going to begin by logging into our Seller Central account. you'll find a tab here that says A+ Content Manager. Once you click on the tab, you'll see a button that says Start Creating A+ Content on the top right-hand side corner of your screen. This will take you to yet another page, which will give you 3 different options: Basic A+, Premium A+, and Brand Story Content. You're going to click on Create Premium A+, which will once again take you to another page. Here you'll find the option of adding a module. You'll then be given multiple module options. Choose the module that you want to upload, and once you've selected your module type, you'll be given the option of uploading an image. Upload an image here with the correct pixels and dimensions and hit the Add button at the bottom. Fill in any other text spaces if needed and scroll to the top of the screen to move on to the next step, which is applying ASINs. You can then select the ASIN that is related to the content you're uploading. Next, you will hit the Review and Submit button on the top right-hand side corner of your screen, and this will submit your Premium A+ content for review.
The Premium A+ mobile experience is basically Amazon's way of adapting to other platforms like YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. So basically, you can create your entire brand's ecosystem within Amazon now. And this is not just with the Premium A+ content, but with other features like followers on Amazon, Amazon posts, or even your brand story modules that you have on your listing page. As for the bonus hack that I had promised at the end of my video, here's what it is. If you pay attention to the wording of the eligibility criteria, it actually says that you need to get 15 projects approved in order to become eligible. So what that means is you don't need to create 15 different A+ contents for 15 different ASINs. What you can do is you can simply create 15 different iterations of the same A+ content for the same ASIN and get it approved one by one. So essentially, you're submitting an individual application for each iteration under the same listing. Once the 15th version or the 15th iteration is approved, you will automatically become eligible for Premium A+ content. It is important to note, however, that the more ASINs you have, the more expedited the process will be, because now you can submit these 15 different applications across different listings. I hope that this video has helped answer all your questions in regards to Premium A+ content. Thank you for watching my video. I'll see you on the next one.